everybody, and welcome to the Sales Prosperity Show with the legendary Tom Hopkins and the less than legendary Weldon Long. How are you this morning, Tom?
I'm so good.
Great.
Thank you. Unbelievable.
Today, Tom's going to talk to us about the 5 steps in the learning process. You know, what are the steps that that people go through as they learn, whether it be your prospect, yourself, just kind of the natural sequence of events that we go through in the learning process.
And step number 1 is called the impact. Now, impact, there's 4 impacts that you have to give yourself to learn something. It's, first of all, hearing what you want to learn. The next step is the actual writing of what you want to learn. Now, of course, you can put it into your computer, your iPad. You can, of course, have lots of technical ways of doing the writing step, but you have to make notes of what you want to learn. And then, of course, the third step is called utilization. Now, utilization is consciously making yourself use the things you're learning. The fourth step is its internalization. It becomes a natural part of you. Now, granted, Wally, I know that when I was somewhat new in sales, I copied other people. I copied what they said, what they did, and there's nothing wrong with that. But eventually, you can't just copy. It has to become internalized, where it is you. And then, of course, the 5th step is called reinforcement. Reinforcement, where you go back to basics once a year. And I know every pro I've ever met has a time of the year where they go back to the basics. The great Vince Lombardi, when he used to took the Green Bay Packers to 4 national championships, he'd start off every season, and these were the best football players in the world sitting in front of him. He'd walk in the first morning, and he'd say, "Good morning, gentlemen. Let's get ready for another winning season, and let's start with the fundamentals." And he'd reach down, and he'd pick up a football, and he'd say, "This is a football." Now, how more fundamental can you get?
Right.
And of course, all great people, in a way, go through these 5 steps. So my goal is to have you take our 5 steps, get a good quality impact, do repetition, utilize it, internalize it, and then, of course, reinforce it, which means go back to basics. Every year, have a reinforcement time in your year.